to have you all on board. It's another time with Tuto Ayo, it's just Tuto, and in today's tutorial is to be the continuation of the course POL322, and just we have taken first class. We're going to be talking about, it's going to be a continuation from where we stopped, and we're going to take in certain terminologies as we progress into this class. For those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Let's ensure to hit the like button if you haven't done that, and let's ensure to use the comment section to say hi, hello, or good evening. So according to our last class, okay, we talked about, like I said, the all and sundry of this course has to do with federalism, and we're able to emphasize that federalism has been, the importance, and how it has been operated for quite some time. Okay, so in line with that, to start with, as I've said in our last class, we're going to take some data presentation of how units of government is being shared between certain countries and how they are operating these units of government. All right. So to start with, in today's class, we're going to be quickly touching or considering, okay, how countries are shared these powers or units of government amongst its tiers. All right. And just like we have it here in Brazil, we have about 26 states. Each of these states have their own governments. All right. They collect their own taxes. They attend to their own matters. All right. And one federal capital district. All right. Federal capital districts oversee every other activities of the states. All right. Just like we have in Canada as well, about 10 provinces, about 3 territories. All right. And we also have Ethiopia is a proof, all right, that units of government are being spread across different levels and phases. All right. So with that being said, let's attend to the main topic for tonight. All right. And the main topic for tonight is on what we refer to as scholarly, all right, view. All right. I'm going to be considering different scholars' view on the said term federalism. I want to use the opportunity to apologize to us about the illumination of the room or of our studio. All right, we are working on a whole lot of things. We are working on how to improve our service, how to make our services very quality. All right, so just bear with us for now. All right, it's going to be a short time, and very soon we're not going to have issues with network again, and the studio, the lighting of the room will be top notch. All right, so just bear with us for the meantime while we experience the poor lighting and the inconsistency with the service provider. Okay, so to start with for tonight, and we have the scholarly interpretation of federalism. All right, I want to look at different scholars' interpretation of the said term. Okay, I want to be considering different scholars' interpretation of the said term federalism. Okay, now, arguably the most authoritative, all right, just like we had in economics, John Robinson, all right, the most authoritative explanation of federalism is that which is represented by one of the iconic researchers of federal political system in the 20th century. All right. According to this iconic researcher, are we together? Okay. According to this iconic researcher, federal political system in the 20th century, all right, as far as is concerned, is of the opinion that federalism is a division of function. Are we together? A division of function. So we have okay, a division of function between coordinated authorities. Division of functions between coordinated authorities. Okay, a division of function between, authorities, between coordinated authorities. Please pardon my handwriting. It's a small space. All right, between coordinated authorities. Now, these authorities are in no way subordinate to one another. They are in no subordinates, meaning that because you are operating on the state level, you can write on government on the local level. No. All right. Government is government at all levels. It just separates them according to federalism. What separates them is the level of responsibility. All right. What separates them is a level as an executive, as a member of as the executive, you don't look down on the legislator. And the legislator, because you are the lawmaker, you dare not say, go to hell judicially. It doesn't work that way. And that's why they are a coordinated, all right? They are in accordance, all right? Even though they have power, jurisdictions, they are compelled to act in line, act accordingly. Okay? So even though they are, all right, all exercising authorities, they are by no way subordinate to another. In no way subordinate to one another, I beg your pardon. All right. Either in the extent or in the exercise of their allotted function. It's okay at that point. All right. So that's the first point from the iconic scholar in the 20th century. Now let's take a step further. Now, according to Livingstone in 1956, Livingstone is of the opinion, all right, is of the opinion that the concept of federalism is a political system. Okay, now this system take into cognizance a poll system that takes into cognizance, all right, social cultural environments. Okay, therefore, the process and the structure of the federal political system should be synchronized to suit the characteristics of the social cultural environment. Speaking of social cultural environment, this is the diversity of groups, diversities of culture, diversities of tribe, diversity of ethnic languages. Right? So this system makes an arrangement for all of them and everybody to live and harmonize together in peace and unity. Okay, so it's a political system, all right, that puts into consideration that puts in consideration the social cultural environment, the social cultural environments. Okay, therefore, putting, all right, therefore, I'm trying to look for the correct word. Okay, social cultural environment with structures that accommodates, all right, with structures and processes that accommodates, all right, the characters with structure and processes. Let's just leave it that with a system or operating a system, okay, that accommodates, all right, the characteristics of the social cultural environment. And that's it. It accommodates the characteristics of this social cultural environment. Are we together? So that's it from Livingstone. Let's take other scholars. Let's consider some other scholars' definition as well. Okay, so basically this is self-explanatory enough. All right, it's a political system. According to what Livingstone is saying, it's a political system. And this system puts into consideration, all right, it does not just assume that everybody is on the same side. All right, it doesn't just assume that, oh yes, we all have the same faces, so we all are from the same places or we speak the same language. And you know the fact that you live with people that you are not from the same tribe, the same social status, you know, definitely the way you see things will be different from the way they see things. All right, that's why Nigeria is a country. You know, can you imagine? Can you fathom how many ethnic groups we have in this country? And this country is still standing up till now. All right, you know, considering the fact that what works in the east might not work in the south, what works in the north might not go down well in the west. All right, and irrespective of that, all these states, ethnic groups, still find one way or the other to work with each other. All right, it might not be 100% in harmony or unity, but the majority, all right, of this relationship is still positive, and that's why this country is still standing up to now. All right, and the government is also trying to put in place, all right, structures and systems that can fortify the the preaching of peace building. All right, very important. All right, because definitely as a president, as a governor, you need to be very careful of things you do because it can be termed tribalism. And you're favoring some particular sect of the country compared to some other sect of the country. So it's not really as easy as it might seem. All right. So this is what Livingstone is trying to tell us according to his definition. Okay. Now let's take a step further. Alf Alpheus Alpheus in 1603. All right, generally is generally reputed as the father of modern federalists. All right, is generally reputed as the father of modern federalist thoughts. All right, that is Alpheus. Alpheus. Okay, 1603. Reputed as the father of modern federalist thought because of what is evergreen work. When we say evergreen, it means that something that keeps it is always relevant, irrespective of it, whether it is 20 years or 40 years or 50 years past. It is always relevant, evergreen. All right. Every century finds it helpful. Every decade, every time, at every um, at every timestamp or at every I'm looking for the word generation just finds it very helpful and useful. All right, that's what we refer to as evergreen. Now, according to his work as far as federalism is concerned is evergreen. There's this particular one that is well known, which is called the Politica Methodis Digesta. All right, Politica Methodis Digesta, where he argued for the autonomy of Hemdem. All right, Alpheus in 1603, all right, about his work on federalism, which happens to be evergreen, and this work is titled Politica Methodis Digesta. All right, and what is this work all about? He argued for the autonomy, more like the liberation, all right, more like the freedom fighter of our own generation, all right, for the state hem them. All right, so let's just use the of hem them. Now, speaking of Endem, a quick one. Endem happens to be a Calvinist. A Calvinist, all right? In now, this city faces pressure, right, from its Lutheran overlords, just like we have in our own time colonial masters. All right, these overlords, all right, pressure mounts a lot of pressure on this city. All right, these overlords and Catholic emperors, they mount a lot of pressure. Now, Alpheus, all right, according to his work, he argued that a city like Edem should have the power and authority to govern its, all right, itself, promoting a system of federalism rooting in the bound soul and vital spirit of that realm. All right, basically, it's more like a freedom fighter. All right, and he was intentional and deliberate about the city and then. All right, instead of autonomy, instead of totalitarianism, he preached autonomy for that city. All right, preached federalism for that particular city. Okay, so we have that as that. So okay, now federalism can also be splitted, can be categorized into two. All right, it can be categorized into two. federalism. So let's quickly take the categories of federalism. Please, if you're on the stream, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, I want to ensure to do that right away. Highly essential. If you haven't joined the private class yet, you're missing a whole lot of things. That's what would be on YouTube, basically just 30%. We have a whole lot of 70% restricted to members of our private class only. So you want to ensure to reach out to us today after this class on our official website, which is www.tutorhire.net. Okay, and use the WhatsApp button in the top right corner, send us a direct message. Now, speaking of the categories, okay, we have the competitive, all right, competitive, and the competitive dual, all right, or cooperates, all right, competitive, dual, or cooperative federalism. Please note that cooperative, competitive, or dual federalism. Now, speaking of which, competitive federalism, all right, the philosophical basis of competitive federalism can be traced back to political developments in the in the 1930s all through to 1970s. Now, this system is speaking of the competitive federalism, all right, this system of federal arrangement provides the enabling environment for competition. Enabling environment for competition. Okay, it creates enabling environment for what? Competition. All right, among the lower levels of government that are in the same category. You know, sometimes if you like, I'm the all in all, it's just me, I'm monopoly of this business. All right, I am the monopoly of this particular business. You know, you feel relaxed. There's no competition. You feel relaxed. You know, they can't do without you. You cannot be replaced. You cannot be substituted. But the moment you realize that there are competitions, there are competitors, all right, that makes you sit up. You sit up, all right, keeps you on the edge, and you want to give your best and keep improving because you know that yes, you're not the monopoly of that business. All right. So basically, this is what this is for. It's not for healthy competition. It's actually, don't forget, we are talking about federalism. It's an healthy competition. All right. Enabling environment for competition. All right. Among the lower level. Among the lower levels of government. Okay. Now, this competition gives opportunity, all right, to the dual federalism, whereby the citizen get to choose, all right, who to represent them, all right, who to stand in for them in places of authority and where it matters. And then we have the cooperative federalism. Now, this cooperative fed can be defined as both constitutional and political. All right, can be defined as a constitutional and political idea that focuses on decentralized, all right, the decentralization of power and the emphasis, all right, the possibility of equal sharing of power and governmental responsibility. Okay, among various levels of government, that which are the federal, state, and local levels. Now, here, efforts are being made at tackling issues in a cooperative manner among the levels of. All right, what are we talking about here? The decentralization of power is effective here. Decentralization of power, right? Power is being spread across. Now, this is competitive. You get to choose among several options. But here, it's not competitive. Rather, power is being spread across levels. Are we together? Decentralization of power and the emphasis, that's DE, then emphasis, the emphasis. When you reduce the emphasis, all right, when you reduce the possibility, all right, of equal sharing of power and governmental responsibility among various levels. All right, so definitely the federal, at federal level, the responsibility is much. Here now we have federal, state, and local. Federal does a whole lot more than state, and we have local. So we have that as that. Speaking of the dual, I think we should see a little on that. Now here, the dual. Speaking of the dual, it is the political theory that two different governments share sovereign power over a certain region. Can you imagine? Two different governments, dual fed, two different governments, all right? It's a political theory shares sovereign power, okay? Shares sovereign power over a certain region, over a certain region, all right, or people. Generally, this is the concept of balancing the scale of power between a large, sweeping government and more localized one. Okay, that is for that dual. Together. So let's call it wrap here for today, and In our next class, we're going to take it a step further. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe you all have been able to get something in today's class. And for those of us who are not in the private class yet, as I said earlier, you need to join, as there are a whole lot of things you are missing out on. Do have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you all in subsequent classes. Bye for now.